A person who can make you smile in both personal and professional life is Dr. Kevin Altieri. His life story is one filled with twists and turns and heroic perseverance that is beyond interesting. Whether you are talking about his family background, his childhood upbringing, his career, or his lifestyle, Kevin is not your normal person by any means. Kevin Martinez came to Boys Ranch in 1976. His life journey begins in Guatemala, where he was born, and then came to America to live with his maternal grandparents in New Jersey. Not long after, he and his family settled in the Sunshine State. While in Florida, his mother remarried, and with the new marriage, Kevin was not welcomed by the new stepfather. His grandfather was concerned about Kevin, and the idea of Boys Ranch seemed to be the answer. It was Sherm Harriman and Sherm's mother, Sunshine, who came to the house to interview with the family. Harriman told Kevin that Boys Ranch would be a great place to grow up and get help with college. Kevin recalls hearing something about a horse, a promise that Sherm always denied. It took some time and trust, but Mr. Baucom and Mr. Burrows convinced Kevin that Boys Ranch was his new family. His mother didn't make that easy. Kevin states, "Once I realized that Boys Ranch was where I would be, I made every effort to utilize all the opportunities offered at Boys Ranch." If you stroll through the Boys Ranch annuals during Kevin's years there, you will see that he got involved in almost everything. No one told Kevin he couldn't, so he did. That was just Kevin. Wrestling, football, rodeo, chapel choir, varsity glee, junior staff, band, BMA, FFA. He even taught Sunday school. He did it all. He remembers some of the best times at Boys Ranch as rocking with Chris Ratton and Ty Lightfoot in their band. Kevin was not one to sit around saying, "There's nothing to do." One of Kevin's jobs at the ranch was working at the clinic. There, he built some relationships with several of the doctors who came out to take care of the kids. Mr. and Mrs. Vandergriff became surrogate parents to Kevin, and their daughter, Mary Ann Barnett, is considered a part of his family even today. A special kinship formed between Dr. Wayne McIntyre and his family. Kevin would sometimes spend the weekends with them, and they even let him borrow the Corvette. It is because of Wayne and Pat and their family that Kevin made the decision to enter the field of dentistry. Kevin received several honors while at the ranch, including going to Texas Boys State, being in the National Honor Society, and receiving the Cal and Mimi Farley Scholarship when he graduated as salutatorian of the class of 1981. He went to West Texas State University and got involved with ROTC, where he qualified as a combat field medic for the U.S. Army and received an ROTC scholarship. He went off the tracks a little while there, like many of us do. He lost his scholarships and his commission, but through the influence of some good friends, he got moving back in the right direction, graduating in 1987, and immediately started working on his master's degree. Around this time, Kevin was reunited with his uncles, aunts, and cousins from New Jersey. They had been told by his mother and her husband that Kevin was dead. He was even told that he was not really his mother's son. That is, the babies had been switched at the hospital. He was able to see his real grandfather at this time, about a month before he passed away. It was then that he changed his name to Altieri. It was in 2005 that Dr. Kevin Altieri was preparing to go on a medical mission trip to his birthplace, Guatemala. His passport was denied several times, despite the help from senators in Washington. This is when Kevin found out that he was in the United States illegally. Kevin's mother had taken him out of Guatemala without proper legal papers. Kevin's response to the woman in the State Department who informed him of his alien status was to request a refund on all the taxes he had paid. He was able to correct his status and get the passport, and in the process found out that his uncle was the Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare for none other than President Johnson, Chairman of the Carnegie Foundation, and Dean Emeritus of Stanford University. This led to discovery of more family, including a brother, Mario. Kevin attended Baylor College of Dentistry in 1988 and graduated in 1992. He was thankful for several folks from Cal Farley's who made the effort to attend his graduation, including the Harrimans, Mr. Heyman, Mrs. Granger, and Ted Loki. He did his hospital residency in Temple, Texas, and practiced in Quanah, Childress, and Bay City before buying the practice in Fort Worth in 1994. Kevin credited Dr. Jack Gillette for inspiring him to not settle for just being any dentist, but to strive for perfection, settling only for excellence. Due to Gillette's encouragement, Kevin made it a priority to accelerate his skills by learning from top doctors in the world. He eventually earned a fellowship in implants and was voted by fellow dentists as one of the best dentists in not only Fort Worth, but also in the state of Texas. He has been listed as super dentist in the Texas Monthly magazine for 18 years, Fort Worth Top Dentist for 19 years, and America's Top 3% Business Professional for 18 years. It was in March of 1990 that Kevin was introduced to Tierney Copeland. 5 years later, they were married on July 29, 1995. Kevin and Tierney have 2 children. Vinny just entered college at the University of Arkansas, and Nicole will be a sophomore at Aledo High School, where they call home. Vinny and Nicole are much like their dad in terms of being involved in multiple activities. Vinny, who is starting at the University of Arkansas this year, has been particularly involved in soccer. His other activities have included football, basketball, and as senior class chaplain. He was in the National Honor Society and was also named Mr. Aledo High School for 2019. Nicole is a sophomore in Aledo and is quite the cowgirl. She really enjoys barrel racing and working with her horses. She's active in FFA, horse judging, and the high school fishing team. Kevin pointed out that the family has grown to include 9 dogs, 6 longhorns, and 5 horses. And yes, he finally got that horse that Mr. Harriman had promised. As active as he was at Boys Ranch, Dr. Altieri continues to stay busy, not just with the dental practice and the family and, of course, livestock. He loves to get involved with the family on trips and outside activities. Skiing, hiking, biking, fishing, and traveling are some of the family's favorite recreational activities. Kevin has been much involved with his children's school activities. He has worked with them on fishing trips, skiing trips, along with sports and arena activities. Then there are the extra professional studies and activities that Kevin is involved in. This list is long and very impressive. Fellowship, Internal Congress of Oral Implantology, American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry, Academy of General Dentistry, Integrated Dental Medicine Academy, American Dental Association Goodfellow, Texas Dental Association, Texas Dental Association Annual Session Host, Fort Worth District Dental Society, ITI Implant Study Group, North Texas Premier Dental Forum. He also serves on the Tarrant County College Board of Directors Dental Assisting Program, the Cowtown Executive Association, the Spear Faculty Club, the Fort Worth Chamber of Commerce, and small group leader, Christ Chapel High School Ministry. To say Kevin is an extraordinary person is appropriate, and is in fact part of the reason he is recognized tonight as Distinguished Alumni. He has always been a doer and a leader. He takes initiative and continually strives to improve. Kevin is most definitely a servant. In addition to his service on the professional organizations, community groups, and his church, he has also served on the Alumni Association Board of Directors and has been serving for several years on the most demanding committee of the association, the Crisis Support Committee. His life indeed had twists and turns, but the path to this evening has been filled with surprises and accomplishments. The world is a better place because of the life of Dr. Kevin Altieri. He points to the gift of getting to be raised at Cal Farley's Boys Ranch as fundamental to what he has been able to achieve and who he is today. It is certainly appropriate that Cal Farley's Boys Ranch and the Cal Farley's Boys Ranch Alumni Association recognize Dr. Kevin Altieri as Distinguished Alumni for 2019.